Hey, good evening. I wanted to invite you to join me on Clubhouse. It just opened up to Android users on Sunday, so I figured I would do a live stream here on Facebook to answer some huge enthusiast for the app Clubhouse. It's a social media app. It is called drop-in only, so audio drop-in. You do not have to share your video because there is no video. The only way to use Clubhouse is to listen or have some dialogue. So I would love to answer your questions if people are joining and would like to know more about the app. I'm hearing from a lot of people, they're joining it and saying that they got on it and they didn't really like it, didn't really engage, and decided not to get back on it ever again. So I keep hearing that over and over, and that's why I wanted to do this live stream and share with you why I'm finding a lot of value and how I'm using Clubhouse, because a lot of people are wondering, how do you use it to enjoy it and make it effective? So I'm using it in a few different ways. One way I'm using it is to learn. I'm getting on Clubhouse and listening in on conversations about topics I'm interested in. I'm hearing from industry experts, and I even have the ability to ask industry experts questions. For example, I'm considering if I want to move, and I'm really getting into space, and I'm wondering if I want to live someplace where there's more of a space industry. So I asked NASA's chief scientist named Jim Green, should I live in the DC area or should I live in Brownsville, Texas, where SpaceX is launching rockets? And he suggested I stay in the DC area. And then just like one day later after that, then Elon Musk tweeted out asking people to move to Brownsville to start Starbase. So I'm still very conflicted on where I should move, but I'm getting advice from people like NASA's chief scientist is where to live. And I will be finding out if I can ask Elon where I should move to, but he already tweeted and suggested that everybody go to Brownsville, Texas. So I think I know the answer. So I'm using it to learn. I'm learning about the space industry, the Mars helicopter Ingenuity. I've been listening to and talking with engineers that were the project managers for the helicopter Ingenuity on Mars, and I was able to celebrate with the space community on Clubhouse when Ingenuity had its first flight, and it was perfect. And I got up early that day and I joined people on Clubhouse. And then Ingenuity took off maybe about 40 minutes after it was scheduled to. Actually, it took off at like 3:30 in the morning, but the data from Mars doesn't get to Earth until like 6:30. So we didn't get to see the video until 6:30 or 6:50. And I woke up at 6:15. I turned on Clubhouse and I fell back asleep. And I woke up when I heard everybody cheering. So I'm using it to learn and find topics that I'm interested in and talk with people that are industry experts about it. I'm also using it to network. I have made some connections with some premier people in on the planet, some of the best people that to be networked with. I've been able to have a conversation with Naval. He is a tech investor that made Uber. I took an Uber ride tonight. He made Uber happen for everyone because he invested in it. I've been able to talk to Dane Cook, the comedian. Yeah, Dane Cook is on Clubhouse and he's giving inspirational life advice talks. So if you are interested in talking to Dane Cook, which I did, I asked Dane Cook if he would join me. He made a room titled Zen Anarchy. I asked him, will you help me promote Zen Anarchy? And he gave me the microphone and said, sure, talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So I asked people in the audience, run for office, become peace builders in your community, study ways to cultivate peace. And so Dane Cook, basically the same way that, say I was at one of his shows, and it'd be the same thing as me just like hopping on the stage and being like, hey, Dane, can I talk to your audience? And him just being like, yeah, sure, girl, here's the microphone. That's exactly what it's like, except I didn't have to pay a ticket and I didn't have to have the courage to potentially get kicked out of a comedy club because I went up and got on the stage and started talking to the act. So talk to Dane Cook. I've talked to Mika Brzezinski from Morning Joe and MSNBC. I asked Ron Paul what he thinks of hero worship, knowing that I know a number of people that have tattoos of him on their body. I've been talking with venture capitalists. So I am networking like a champion while coronavirus has got large events still completely shuttered from most individuals at this point. So I highly recommend it for learning. I recommend it for networking. And then I also recommend it for making friends. I have made friends from all across the country. I have a friend in Saudi Arabia. I have a friend in Australia. I have friends in India. They are telling me about how right now life is in India while coronavirus has variants and people are not able to get medical treatment. And it's not really a good situation in India. The Clubhouse community has been raising money for people in India. And also, this app is letting us be able to have global conversations. Excuse me. So I'm making friends and I'm meeting people. And one of my favorite things about this app is that I get to learn about the most beautiful parts of other people just by listening to them and letting them tell their stories and tell me about what is happening in their lives or the things that they've learned or what has changed them. So I'm learning about people and I'm having so much fun doing it and just seeing the beautiful side of humanity. So like I mentioned, you can do it in your pajamas because there's no video component. So it's very casual. You can just hop on. So I'm going to show you what the app looks like if you're curious. So, oh, Dane Cook, he just started a room called Shut the F Up, but the fun kind, not the mad version. And there's literally only 2 people in this room. Okay, now a whole bunch of people have joined. Um, yeah, so but you can hear like this is happening. I think it just started, so he's got like some intro music going and there's people joining. Anyways, Dane Cook is about to go and talk, and you can go and talk to him if you're on the Clubhouse app and you raise your hand and you get on the stage. But so here's what this app looks like. Not a really good way to show you this. There are conversations happening all the time. Here's a conversation. 18 people are participating. Is cancel culture doxing getting worse? Here's a conversation with 646 people shooting the S with successful people like John Laguerre. So John Laguerre, I don't know who he is, but let me go find out. John Laguerre. Oh, he's the former CEO of T-Mobile. So people are talking with him about um, yeah, shooting the S. Here's a conversation, anti-aging, ancient secrets to looking and feeling younger. 46 people are talking about how can they look and feel younger. All right, Marc Andreesen, inventor of the internet browser, following me on Clubhouse somehow. Like I'm saying, I am networking like an absolute pro and champ on this app. Marc Andreesen and I are connected. There are 2,000 people talking in a room called Unfettered Conversations with A and Z plus Robert Smith of Vista. So all of these things are happening right now on Clubhouse. This is a great way to listen, to have conversations, to just enjoy humanity at its finest. Like with all social media, there's probably some toxicity level to it. But if like I try to use Facebook and Twitter in a positive manner and have engagements with people that are also productive and positive. So I figured out how to do that with other forms of social media. Definitely figured out how to channel the positive vibes through Clubhouse. Oh, I'm using it for the Liberty community. I'm hosting conversations with Matt and Terry Kibbe and Justin Amash and libertarians across the United States. We're joining in and having dialogue with one another. And it's been so much fun. I've connected with so many people. And that's why I'm doing this live stream right now, is to invite you to join it. So the app is now available to Android users, and there are so many invites out there that if you want to get on the app, then message me, or there's like plenty of ways now to start getting into Clubhouse. You can also just download it and register and save your username, and one of your friends that has your phone number that is on the app can see that you're requesting to be let in, and they can let you in. So if you don't want to ask me for an invite, then one of your friends can always let you in. But they're really stepping it up so that way everybody can get onto the platform. I know a lot of people have felt some FOMO while it was an iPhone only platform, but the developers have it ready for you. So you Android users can now get on the app, and you're gonna have to learn how to use it. It is it's like kind of one of those things where you just gotta explore and see what it is that you're into. Like I have made awesome, amazing friends. I see they're there right now, having a conversation, and they're probably waiting for me to finish up this live stream to hop back into the conversation to talk about things that we were talking about before I left to do this live stream. So I'm making the best of this coronavirus end of the pandemic situation, and Clubhouse has been something that has brought me the most joy that I have felt in number of days. And so I hope you get on it and you enjoy it and you love the app as much as I do. And if you have any questions, then please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you out, or follow me and I will try to introduce you to cool people or conversations that are happening. So I would love to share more with you, but I did a second live stream earlier in an event. So pro tip, I guess, is if you're trying to do live streams, I wanted to do it like not in an event, but I'm going to link back the event. I'm going to link you to an invites, so that way if you want to get on Clubhouse, you can join through the club that I created. And also, I want to invite you to a album release party tomorrow evening, or really early morning Wednesday for me in Eastern time. My friend Brandon is going to be doing an album release party of songs that he wrote, all 100% original content that he wrote about people and conversations he had on Clubhouse. Like, for example, Dane Cook has a song on his album. His friends, he's written songs about his friends, and they're really awesome. I'm going to tell you quick, cute, adorable, super awesome story. So I mentioned Brandon is a musician, and he has not been working like he was before coronavirus. So he's been on Clubhouse and writing original content and writing songs for people that he's running into. And he wrote a song for a woman that has the biggest crush ever on Lex Friedman. She loves Lex. And the song is a hauntingly beautiful love song that incorporates elements of the woman who is a software engineer, a programmer at Google. So she's into tech. The song has very cute elements like you set my like CP unit on like fire, or you things like that. So it's an adorable song, and Lex Friedman should definitely hear the song and also meet my friend on Clubhouse. And we tried to do that last night. We set up a room to try to bait Lex to join the conversation. And by doing that, we actually were able to bait a lot of people that Lex is acquainted with or follows to join us in this conversation. So people heard about this cute endeavor to introduce a woman madly in love with Lex Friedman to Lex Friedman, and they started people that were pinging Lex in. So one feature of Clubhouse is you can ping people in to join conversations, and but you can only do it if they follow you and you follow them. So people that Lex follows, they pinged him in out of the goodness of their heart because they thought it was such a cute endeavor to try to help this woman have a conversation with Lex on Clubhouse. So there's a lot of cute, adorable things happening. People are the best. You just have to give them a chance to open up and have that civil dialogue. The awesome community that's waiting for you on Clubhouse is all about having conversations and breaking down the barriers between people and helping us kind of get to know each other better. It's spontaneous order at its best. It really encourages people to bring their authentic, true selves to the table, because that's what makes us interesting. And if you're not being yourself and you're not being interesting, people aren't going to want to listen in. And so it's really encouraging people, be cute, be fun, be quirky, be smart, be bold, be courageous, and just be yourself. My best advice for you as you're rolling onto the app and exploring and playing with it is you're going to get the most out of it is if you participate. We, of course, have two ears, but we should also use our voices. And sometimes we can be nervous and scared to use our voice. In this app, really helps you learn how to channel and use your voice. I was super nervous the first few times that I participated in Clubhouse conversations, and I got over it. And now I'm just like joining in all the time, hopping into conversations, networking, meeting people, asking people questions. And so I know there's going to be that little bit of that intimidation level for people that are rolling onto the app and using it for the first time. But once you get over that, it's so much fun. I want to hear from you after you've gotten on the app. What do you think of it? What have you learned? What's interesting to you? How have you best utilized Clubhouse? And I want to hear your experiences. So thank you guys so much for listening to me tell you about why I find Clubhouse to be the coolest thing that has happened on my cell phone in the last few months, and why I think you should join it, and why I think you should give up some of your time to participating in a social media app. So have a great night. See you on Clubhouse. I look forward to coming to your conversations on Clubhouse, coming to your rooms, and having you join conversations that I'm a part of. Have a good night, Facebook.